Who needs filters around here?
Hey, we live now.
Yeah.
We live,
What's up, everybody?
What's poppin'?
Hey.
As you can see, Obnoxious in the building right here. Like you said, long time coming.
That's Mr. Obnoxious to you, buddy.
Mr. Obnoxious.
Yeah.
Gotta get that right.
Get it right.
That's right. Well, since we on that, why don't you tell the listeners who you are and a brief history lesson on yourself.
All right, listen, man. My real, or my government name, is that what they say, is Omar Saghir. I've been doing this poetry thing. Well, first of all, if you want to go way back, I was born in Lebanon, I traveled to the States after a year, went to Vancouver, then went back home, and came here. I did a lot of traveling, so just to kind of summarize it, I've been around, different friends, different people, culture shock here and there.
Right.
I'm fluent in Arabic and English, alhamdulillah, thank God, it's all good.
That's what's up. No French?
What's that?
No French?
Comment ça va?
Oh.
Comment ça va? Yeah.
Parlez français?
Oui.
Comme ci, comme ça.
Comme ci, comme ça. Qu'est-ce que c'est? What is this? Anyway. Nah, I'm just playing. Oh, man. I was kind of good in French when I was back in Lebanon. It was alright.
That's dope.
But yeah. Anyways, just a little backstory, I grew up, to be honest, just to kind of, to keep it, pertaining to the project, which is Refugee, which I released last year. The reason why I called it Refugee, just to kind of jump a little ahead, because it does, it's related to, the little backstory I have. Right. I lived in a refugee camp for 9 years, actually, and my dad's Palestinian, my mom's Lebanese, so I'm kind of a mixed breed.
Holy shit, okay.
All Arab, it is what it is.
That's what's up, yeah.
We got the citizenship here, but anyways, for me, living in the refugee camp kind of taught me a lot,
Where was this? Living in the refugee, where was this?
South Lebanon, Jnoub, Lebanon, Tyre.
Damn, okay.
Tyros, just to let everybody know, it's in the southern area of Lebanon, where the tensions are high, obviously, political stuff going on with Hezbollah and, Israel and all that stuff. But that's too deep into the political stuff,
Yeah, I
We don't want to get into that.
Hell no.
No! We're turning this joint into CNN. No, actually CNN's fake news, so we don't care.
Yeah, that's fake news. Yeah.
Anyways, this is real news. But what I'm saying is basically, I lived in a refugee camp for 9 years, I was educated in UN finance schools, I did that for quite a while. It was pretty harsh, because teachers were pretty abusive verbally and physically, but, kind of made me into a tough person a little bit. But, I'm not going to claim I'm a gangster or anything, but, living in the refugee camp, it taught me a lot. It taught me how to be content, really, and just to kind of, handle poverty, because, that's life, and life
What's
is tough.
the reason they put you in the refugee camp for? I don't understand this.
Honestly, to be honest,
what was the reason for it?
Well, here's how it went down. Like I said, I was born in Lebanon. After 1 year, me and my family went to the States because the war was happening, civil war between, Muslims and Christians, all that jazz. We went, we traveled to my uncle's house because my uncle was living in California. We kind of did that. We lived there for 3 years. Then a friend of my uncle kind of told us that there's an immigration thing going on for Canada to get the citizenship, so
right.
We took advantage of that. We went to Vancouver, got the citizenship there. We lived there for a while, and then my mom, she got homesick, so she wanted to go back to her family and all that. So we went to Lebanon, but here's the thing. The education, basically school over there in Lebanon, in Beirut specifically, it's too expensive, public schools and all that.
Yeah.
So my dad said, hey, let's go to the South Lebanon where my family is, where my fam is. That way, my kids could get to know my family more, and, they would get educated for free because the UN financed schools were free for the refugees. So technically we were refugees, even though we had the citizenship, but, we didn't have, the Lebanese citizenship. So
yeah, okay,
we were considered to be, the refugees, Palestinian refugees, obviously. So we lived there for 9 years. Honestly, I kind of hated it, but then looking back at it in hindsight, I appreciate it a lot. And I actually visited that place, in 2013, summer of 2013, it's like I never left, you know.
Okay.
My friends, my family, you know, my social life over there is the best, man. Even though, like, the conditions are not perfect,
Yeah.
living in a third world country, it's
Yeah.
whatever. You can get past that once you live with your family and you get to know, you know, your friends. Obviously, social life is the best. Everybody's supportive. Everybody's loved.
No, most definitely.
And, you know, like, there's, again, the thing is, like, it's funny because looking back at it, me and my buddies, you know, we used to roast each other, and I would look at it, oh, verbal abuse and whatnot, but, like, I look at it, it's like it's all love in the end of the day.
Yeah.
And you develop a thick skin, and then you kind of appreciate those days, and you appreciate, you know, just that companionship. And honestly, that's what inspired this EP. If the question is,
Yeah.
inspired the EP, is that it?
No, next question up is, you know, tell us a little bit about it, you know?
Okay, Refugee. I wanted to do something on a deeper level, on a more emotional level. I mean, me being in the poetry scene, you know, I've witnessed great poets such as Open Secret and Ian Ketuku,
Much love,
Just Jamal, and
much love,
and your brother,
much love.
which I consider to be my favorite poet personally.
There you go.
But don't tell him that because it'll inflate his ego.
Hell no, we won't. We won't.
But honestly, like, you know, being a part of Urban Legends is very key with this project because I had something to prove. You know, I had to really go into a more deeper emotional level, especially with Missing Links killing it in the hip hop scene as a conscious group that talks about things that are relevant and topical. So I had to, like, measure up to that, really, and it was my responsibility to take what I believe in and who I am and my background and my culture for my people and what I am, and to bring it in Ottawa, because I know for a fact that I'm the only one who could do it.
That's respect.
Much love to your brother. He's also a fellow Middle Eastern rapper, and that's someone that I respect, and I want to see more of that here in Ottawa. I think what we do is different. I don't think anybody can do what we do.
I hear that, man.
And it's just real shit, man. Like,
Yeah.
honestly, I'm very passionate about hip-hop, even though I didn't grow up on hip-hop. I didn't grow up on, like, okay, yeah, I heard about Tupac and Biggie and 50 Cent and all that. That's all mainstream. Whatever was fed to us over there, that's what I would observe, and I thought hip-hop was too cool for me, and it's a black culture and all that, yada, 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 and all that stuff. But honestly, I'm a fan of music in general.
Yeah.
I grew up with pop music, honestly, and to be able to do this is on that dark and deeper level is what really motivated me.
Almost definitely, man.
I had something to prove, man.
I hear that.
Time. You know, I did a lot of controversial poetry in the poetry scene. People, you know, said I was sexist and misogynist and all this other stuff, and writing blogs about me. But that's all under the water. That's all under the water.
Hey, man. At the end of the day, any publicity is good publicity.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
And that's how I
so
took
damn,
it.
It's all good.
Bro,
Write up them blogs.
Why do you think I went by Obnoxious for a while? Because I wanted to create something, like, I wanted to be like the anti, what do you call it? Because I developed such a thick skin over there back home, I wanted to be like the anti, kind of sensitive poetry, I guess.
Yeah.
And I know that's a stereotype. People say, oh, poets, they're so sensitive, man. But honestly, that's so true.
It is. It really is, you know?
They fit the stereotype. And
I know,
it's
like, I want to say much love to all the poets out there, and I mean it with no disrespect.
Yeah,
you
me
know
too.
what I mean?
No, don't get me wrong. I mean, obviously...
I realize that the soul of a poet is as weak as, like, glass, man. You got to approach him with, like, padded gloves.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because anything is offensive to him. Anything would make him feel moody. Anything they see as it being targeted towards them, even though it really isn't. You know what I mean?
But honestly, here's the deal, man. Like, I wanted to approach things in a more ironic way, in a comedic way.
Right.
But it just didn't translate well. And I was just still rough around the edges. And it kind of rubbed people the wrong way.
Oh, goddamn.
And there were times where I would think I was the shit, man. I would walk around and be like, dude, this is my stage. Who are these people? Who are these people that are going to measure up to me with my culture and my background, man? We are the Arabs, man. We invented poetry. We were the ones who, from back in our day.
Facts.
Man, straight up, man.
Facts.
And
you
then
know?
the last thing I need is a bunch of poets try to come at me like that. Come on, man. But honestly, at the end of the day, you learn from your mistakes. You move on, and then I'm so in a different level right now.
Yeah.
I'm focusing on my music and my poetry. Heck, I even do battle rap, bro. Like
That's what's up.
that's the hardest form of art. I can guarantee you.
Yeah, no, definitely, definitely. You know, because not only are you getting into it with somebody, but it's live on the spot like this. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
So you gotta have the quick wit. You know, you gotta have that. You gotta bring it.
For sure, for sure.
You know?
And the pressure, man, come on. Like,
Yeah, oh,
with the
goddamn.
amount of people, they're like anticipation and all that
Yeah.
stuff, it's much higher.
That's what's up.
And it's even borderline comedic, and comedy's like the highest
Yeah.
form of comedy.
Oh,
right?
hell yeah.
Like the highest form of art, honestly.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. And that shit's kind of hard too, man. Doing stand-up comedy, I heard that's the hardest job on earth.
That is, yeah.
You know?
And I'm trying to like get into it slowly.
Yeah.
Of course, as an MC, as
Yeah.
a performer, a stage performer, I have to kind of put my finger on all art forms. Obviously, always
Exactly.
challenge myself no matter what. And you have to, when you look at your competition, quote unquote competition, or the people that do what you do, you gotta obviously measure up to that. And
Most definitely.
always raise the bar, and that's
Most
what I
definitely.
do, man.
Most definitely.
Yeah, for sure.
You know?
And
But
people,
since,
and it might rub people the wrong way, thinking, "Oh, I'm cocky and whatnot."
Yeah, it is
but
what it is, man.
honestly, it's whatever.
right?
You just gotta keep doing what you do. You gotta do what you love, man.
Mm-hmm.
And this is what I love to do.
Well, speaking on stand-up comedy, and I want to say much love go out to my man Alex Awad tuning in. You know, this dude does stand-up comedy, and he's your fellow countryman. Dude hails from Lebanon, too.
Oh yeah, I've
Yeah.
seen one of his sets. Oh,
Boom!
he's funny.
There you go.
He's funny, man.
Hell yeah.
Man, some people weren't feeling his shit, but I was like, this guy is hilarious.
Man,
Like,
I don't know. Again, that's the thing with stand-up comedy. That's the thing with
Subjective.
poetry. It's all subjective. You
Yeah,
know what I
for
mean?
sure.
The best thing you can do is figure out who your crowd is and cater to that, you know?
And speaking of which, man, last year was definitely a breakthrough for me because I had to take a break from slamming to focus more on open mics. And my God, man, that's how I got my fan base. That's how I got people on my side. Like, the people that were at Cafe Nostalgica, let's say, live on Elgin, the
Much
open
love,
mics there.
much love, yeah.
I'm telling you, man, that when they heard my poetry, they were like, what is this? Like, this guy's on some other shit.
Yeah, exactly.
So this guy's not even in this world. He's on other dimension. And I'm not trying to, like, glow or anything, but, hey, come on, like...
You cater to your audience, man. It's all good, you know?
Straight up, man. Like,
Yeah.
I've developed my skill for years. I started in 2010,
That's what's
technically.
up.
That's when I started writing raps.
Right.
And it was just basic stuff. And then when I got into the poetry scene, and I saw poets like Apollo the Child, Surrealist, and I could name these names, these great names.
Most definitely.
King Kimbe and all that.
Much
Like,
love.
come on, man. Like, I come from that, I came in that generation. And that's the last of a dying breed, to be honest. And,
I agree with you.
like, you know, I'm not saying, like, I feel like at this point, like, I can measure up to that because every year I would bring in at least 4 or 5 new poems, and I've put in the work with the open mics, and, you know, and people want to think I'm bragging. Like, people say, oh, look, this guy keeps talking about himself. I remember even at the OG 500, you know, I had a long-ass autobiography. I had John Akpata read that shit out to everybody.
Dope.
But here's the thing. I heard because he told me, or I heard that it
Right.
pissed off a lot of people because I said I was the only Arab that I did poetry and music and battle and whatever. Like, I was just, you know.
Right.
Yeah. But honestly, look back at it, I was like, okay, maybe that was a little overboard. But
It's all good. One way to get rid of that problem is say one of. Even if you know you are, there still might be
But to-
somebody in the crowd that
but
might try to jump
to
out
clarify
like that.
things,
Yeah.
I kind of have a bit of an ego in a sense because
Dog is hip hop. Everybody got an ego. Shit at radio. Everybody got an ego.
There's
You know.
there's a thin line between confidence and arrogance, and
Yeah.
sometimes I tip around the arrogant side. But
I hear
whatever,
that.
I try. Every
hear
day
that.
I learn, man.
At the end of the day, man, if you can bring it, you can bring it. You know.
Yeah, for sure. You gotta talk the talk. You gotta walk the walk.
Exactly.
You gotta live up to what you're saying.
Put the money where your mouth is.
Exactly.
In this case, put the money where your mic at.
Yeah,
So,
you know what it is.
Shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, let's bring it back to your EP. It's called Refugee. You told us a little about that, how you spent, you know, your time in the refugee camp.
Mm-hmm.
Is that why you named your EP that? Or
Well,
is there more to it?
for me, it's more to it. It's not just that experience. It was because like in the poems, I I do talk about my dad and my family and their upbringing and all that stuff.
Right.
But it's more than that. It's more about how refugees. It's more of like being the voice for the voiceless. You know, to be able to put it in hip hop form. Again, just being unique, being original, doing something that's in Ottawa with this style, with this technique, with this
Most definitely.
with this background. Um, I don't see any Arabs like talk about their culture, except for a few maybe. But anyways, besides the point, what I'm trying to say is like to be able to bring that be the voice of the voiceless, to be able to say, you know what, I'm not just a refugee, because there's other refugees too, and especially with the whole Syrian thing going on, and like when they come here, this is how it works. This is how the system works.
Right.
They bring, of course, you know how it is, man. When with the troops and everything, they send shit over there, and then they try to create the refugee situation by bringing them here so they can work for the higher ups, obviously.
Right.
And then they put them, they pigeonhole them in the community house. And I've been living in the community house for like a decade, and like I see how it goes. Like they create that situation, and that way they could take advantage of these refugees by making them into laborers really, minimum wage.
Right.
What do you think? Why do you think you don't see any immigrants in higher positions in companies, do you?
I mean, I don't know, man. They starting to come up now.
Yeah,
You know, I think the leader. Yeah, exactly, right. I think the leader of the NDP now is an Indian Sikh. I might be wrong on that.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
That's that's true. Yeah.
See what I mean? And then like
Isn't the Minister of Defense also?
I think so.
Yeah.
For a while, the police
But
chief, constable, whatever, was Lebanese too.
But call me paranoid or conspiracy theorist, but I think they do that just to kind of show people that it's possible.
It could be,
But
right.
maybe that's me being paranoid.
Right. But I mean, shit. It seems like everything's getting a facelift anyway. Plus, keep in mind that most of these, what you call them, baby boomers, they're all retiring or they're dying off, or they're taking a step back.
Mm-hmm.
And now it's opening up a lot of positions for us.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, there's a lot of us now. In terms of, when I say us, I mean black folk, Asian folk, Arab folk, Indian folk, any kind of folk that it doesn't happen to be, white complexions. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Stuff like that.
Totally understand that.
Yeah, so that's pretty dope too. I've been seeing that, and shit, I don't know. I hear what you're saying though. I hear what you're saying.
Just what else? Basically, it's a very this EP was very. I don't know if people view it as a radical type of piece of art, because the way when it dropped, I don't think anybody really supported it or shared it or even gave a crap about it. And in regards to like the buzz, in regards to the question about the buzz or whatever, it didn't create the buzz that I wanted, to be honest. It didn't make an impact. It didn't, and this was like last year, and this is like even with the Syrian thing going on, and I thought it was gonna be like it was gonna click.
Topical.
Right? For sure.
Right, yeah.
It was probably the most relevant thing that last year, and nobody really gave a crap about it. And that's when I had to make some certain decisions by saying, you know what, I'm going to take a step back from the poetry scene. I'm going to do the open mic thing. I'm going to debut all that stuff there. I got shows and features by organizations such as OPERG and Ottawa U. They had me on, they put me on to do some features. I got paid for that stuff.
Dope.
So it's not like, again, like I always find a way, man, no matter what.
That's what's up, man.
I came back into the scene for a bit, and now I'm trying to make honestly, my focus right now is just Urban Legends right now, and to get this album out, the new album, and to promote that, obviously.
Right.
Battle rap, I took a break from it. I did a couple of battles last year at Capital Rap Battle, which is like the only league here in Ottawa that's official.
It just started, didn't it?
It's been around for a year, I believe. Over a year for a bit. I had issues with the league with another friend, and there was a lot of politicking, a lot of stuff happened, and I don't want to really get into that because now I'm trying to like come back stronger, hopefully, by the end of the year. I want to prove that I'm not just a poet who takes it like, who's a politician or whatever. Like, for me, I can do so much more.
Right.
You know.
That's
And,
what's up, man.
Yeah.
I'm feeling that.
Mhm.
You know, well, you definitely got us behind you. You know,
Thanks, man.
we got your back.
It's nice to have support. You know.
That's what's up.
And again, like looking back at it, like there was a time where I was so angry at everyone. Like, oh, why aren't these people supportive? Blah blah blah. You know. And then I look back and was like, oh, I'm so much better now.
Yeah.
Obviously you grow as an artist, and
Most definitely.
you know.
You know, that's what it is.
Yeah.
Taking it back to your EP, what was the recording process like?
Oh yeah, that kind of. Oh my God, like that kind of fell in place, like with the right people, because I started off with, well, again there was like several producers and they kind of flaked out. So just to kind of give you an idea, from one producer, they wouldn't respond. They would just put, like, not even continue with the process of recording.
Are these all producers? Are they all locally, or are we talking like here and there from all over?
The first producer, he was in Ottawa for a while, but he was based in Edmonton. So he went back to Edmonton because he had to take care of some family stuff or whatever.
Okay.
And the second set of producers are Ottawa based, and one of them is a rapper. The other one makes music for that person. I'm not gonna say their names, obviously. Nobody's.
Yeah, honestly, man, even their descriptions of what they're doing and stuff like that, that's kind of too, So let's try to keep it as vague as possible.
Nobody. Like, these people are nobodies. Like, honestly, they were so convinced with my vision, man. That's what pisses me off, is the fact they're like, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do that. Boom, gone. No messages or anything. Pushed out. Like, it's nothing.
Did they tell you why at the end?
Nothing.
No
reason,
response.
Nothing.
Right.
And this is not the only set of people. I mean, after that, like, I had different. I don't know, man. Like, I don't even want to get into it. But, like, again, this is what built up the frustration.
Right.
And you know what, man? This actually fueled the fire for this EP, man.
Most definitely, man. You can take the negative and turn it to a positive.
Bro, when this thing came out, like, when I was performing this, I was performing with anger. Like, nothing but anger and frustration.
No, that's dope.
And that's when my EP released, which, by the way, EP release night, organized by Oprah, obviously.
Much love.
Missing Links actually opened for me that night.
Dope.
And much respect to them for doing that.
I keep saying much love, but much love,
What's more to be said, eh? And it's funny because, like, they were, like, the last people I kind of expected, because I thought they were so above that, like, like, why would they want to, like, put me over? But, like, anyways,
real recognize real at the end of the day,
Absolutely.
Yeah,
and I respect that.
That's what's up.
And, oh, man, I remember, I got paid that night, like, big time.
That's dope.
I got, like, a big fat check.
That's dope.
And it was, like, only 4 songs and 2 poems. I was like, if I could get paid for that, can you imagine? Like, this is a dream come true.
That's it, man.
And, bro, I rocked that house, man. Like, that was the first time I performed my music.
Right.
And it was some serious shit. Everybody was feeling it, and they were like, wow. Like, it was so intense.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't even take breaks. Like, I would go from one song to another.
That's dope,
like,
man.
I was so into it.
Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, to me at least, I grew up in an era where the essence of hip-hop was keeping it real anyway. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So if you're on the mic and you're keeping it real, people going to vibe with that.
It's all about the message in the end of the day. And
that's what's up.
I mean, it's all about the knowledge, and you can have fun with it, obviously.
Hell yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Definitely.
But, yeah.
That's what's up. Now, you talked about the negatives when it comes to the recording process. What about the positives? Was there any positives,
Oh, the positives were the finalization of it. Like, when I found the right people, and obviously I found the right people at open mics. At the open mics at Cafe Nostalgica, I had this guy who does music for a rock band. And he came up to me, he's like, yo, man, I want to record your stuff.
That's what's up.
And you know what? He delivered.
Yeah.
He mixed and mastered that shit. He even helped me extend the instrumentals at
Yo,
the other...
shout him out.
Hey, Kudus Gordon, yeah. Shout out to you, man. Respect, much respect.
That's love.
Yeah, for sure. He helped me out. He's trying to start his own, like, recording label, whatever.
Record label?
Not record label, just like a studio.
Kind of
to serve more like service for like artists and stuff.
Most definitely.
He's actually pretty good. again, he's a drummer for a group called Exile.
That's dope.
You know, they're good at what they do too. They do like grunge rock stuff, and it's so weird because it's like, damn, like from a rock band mixed and mastered it. It was so interesting, like, you know, and you know, like I had this, like I have an idea for another project. I want to do new metal, which is like that's like a separate thing.
Okay.
So it's kind of interesting how we might go with that direction. But
That's
anyways,
see, that's one thing right there. You can actually say that you are the one and only out of that's going to be doing new metal, you know?
oh yeah,
Because I haven't heard of anybody, you
No.
know? As
No.
far as I know, anybody that knows anything, fill me in, you know? Put me up. Get at me at Livin Large 187 on the Twitter.
for sure.
Or
Yeah.
Livin Large on the Facebook.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Let me know.
I think it's a breakthrough for me. I wanna like break the barriers, man.
That's
Like,
what's
I don't
up, man.
think anybody's even dared. I guarantee you, like the Arabs over there, they know what rap is. Like,
Yeah.
they do Arabic rap, which I really want to do that too because I think that's pretty interesting.
That's crazy.
Oh man, like I've heard. Have you ever heard Arabic rap?
I've heard some, yeah.
What do you think about it?
I think it's pretty dope, man.
Oh man, I love
You know?
it. I love
And
it.
that's what I think, you know?
At first, I thought it was like cheesy. I was like, "What is this? Like, why?"
Yeah.
But then I was like, "No, this is good."
Yeah. See, I know, taking it back a little bit, you were saying that rap is a black thing, which is,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
I get it, you know, but I'd like to kind of correct you on that. I wouldn't say it's a black thing. I'd say it's a struggle thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no.
And-
I understand that.
And coming from, like, Arabs, I know the word struggle in Arabic has been tainted now. It's been associated with, like, terrorism and extremism and
Oh
shit.
my god.
But the essence of struggle in Arabic, that's jihad, you know?
For sure.
And we all about that. We know about the struggle. We live in the struggle, you know?
That's true. It's all
Whether
about
we
the
live in...
Yeah.
Exactly. Whether we live in the motherland sometimes, like you said, the divide, you know, there's that. So we struggling even in the motherland, we struggling. Or even here in North America,
Yeah, you know what's
we
up.
struggling. So, you know, when it comes to being Arabic and doing hip-hop, they go hand in hand, man. I'm going to tell you right there.
Yeah, it does fit. Yeah, for sure, man. Again, we invented poetry, man.
That's what's
This,
up.
this is where
Again,
poetry.
facts.
Come on, Rumi and all that. Those cats. Come on.
Right.
What are you talking about? Like when you get these new cats. Like what are you talking about?
Mm.
Did people forget Jabran Khalil Jabran? Did they forget what's his name, Mahmoud Darwish and
Yeah.
Rumi? Like what are you talking about? And I'm trying to bring in the new stuff and whatever. But anyways, what were we talking about? The album or the EP?
Positives of your EP.
The positives, though.
The
We're
recording
veering
process.
into the negatives for some reason. Like this is what happens when Mr. Obnoxious in the house. Always negative, right? Always
Yeah.
ranting about something.
Hey,
Yeah. But
we
anyway.
got that.
But yeah, what was I saying? Oh yeah, the positives. The positives were just I had my stuff memorized and prepared, so the process of recording was easy. So I didn't even have to read off anything. I just had to rehearse for a couple of times.
That's dope, man.
I only did a couple of takes, to be honest, and it was just so raw and natural.
Right.
Same thing with the poetry too. So like,
Yeah.
it was all natural. The process, it was just very calm, man. Like this happened during the winter time. It was perfect. We went on and filmed the music video for Refugee, which is the song, the single for it, the
Dope.
EP.
Okay. Yeah.
We did the poetry, the poems. We did one in the house,
Okay.
and we did the other one outside of his house, which is like on the street.
Mm.
That's the poem I did for my dad. It's called Legend.
That's what's up.
It was during the snow. Again, it was during the snow, and it was perfect atmosphere,
Mm-hmm.
and everything was just amazing about it. Like for me, even though like the camera was like normal, like Rebel EOS camera. That's what they used.
Guerrilla footage.
Guerrilla footage, but you know what? Like it looked so professional because
That's
they had
what's
like
up.
the tripod and the tripod or whatever.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And the editing was on point. The person that edited it, he did a good job too.
Shout him out.
Yeah, Shaz Laroche, he did a good job about
That's
that. Again, man, like it was so raw. It was so like you could tell it was just straight up from the heart, man.
That's love, man.
Doing and also like including footage from back home. That's what I did with my cinepoems. I included footage from my family, and it felt so real, man.
That's crazy, man. That's it.
Yeah. If you want to check it out for anybody out there, just Google my name, Omar Saghir. You can check out Refugee, and you'll see the music video. Cinepoems. You can check out Legend. So the poem for my dad, and Saghir, which is the last name of mine. mine. That's the name of the other poem.
Yeah, give him the spelling on that.
Saghir, Saghir.
There you go.
There you go.
There you go.
It's easy.
Now you're working on a new project. Why don't you tell us a little bit about it?
All right, let's get to this one. You see, this one, because of the lack of the buzz of the EP, I had to say, you know what? Because I was already working on another project that was gonna like be an extension of Refugee,
Right.
and it was gonna go more in the new metal, like I said. But because with hip hop, with the state of hip hop, where it is right now, with the new sound and all that,
Yeah.
I said, well, you know what? I could mix the new with the old, you know. So I came up with this idea for this album, which is titled "Rise of the Dragon," which is such an interesting title because, you know, dragons are usually either you can look at them as so cool or so uncool, and it's like art, which is subjective, right?
Yeah.
So that's why I called it that, and it's more of the fiery passion that comes from my heart, and from the music from like late 90s, early 2000s inspired this,
right?
With the mix of the new sound, which is the new sound that you hear. I'm not talking about mumble rap.
I was gonna ask.
It's not mumble rap at all. No.
Okay.
I'm talking about like the new sound, like the flow for Migos, for instance, the chopping it up, you know, type of deal, you know.
Okay.
It's a mix between that and the old school, so that's why for me I wanted to kind of demonstrate all styles that I'm able to adapt.
I want to hear this, man. Send me a couple of things when you get it all recorded and stuff, you know?
To be honest, I don't have any instrumentals for this album, but I'm only using the lyrics, remixing it with old school songs, man. Like some early 2000 hits and stuff like that.
Okay.
And that's the plan, man.
That's what's
I gotta create a buzz for this album first, and then we'll get into it, you know.
Yeah.
And I think I chose a safe route with the remixes because people are gonna be like, "Oh yeah, I recognize this beat. I like this guy's version of it," you know.
Yeah.
It's the safest route to go.
That's what's up, man.
I'm not, because with Refugee, I took a big risk on that one. I was just going all raw, man. Like not even regarding anything. I'm very proud of that project, Refugee. It's.
You should be, man. From what you're telling me, you know.
It's not even about just spending the $3,000 or whatever, but like putting the content out there, which is just so you know, Refugee's on iTunes and Bandcamp and
let them know.
Google Plus and Tidal, even Spotify and Shazam and all
platforms of music.
All platforms online. So you can you can Google my name and you'll find my music, man. I have nothing to prove in that regard. So when people say, and you know what really gets me is when people say, "Oh, show me the good Ottawa rappers. Show me everybody sounds the same." And people complain about that. And then show me someone who hasn't sampled. On Refugee, I didn't sample jack shit, honestly.
Right.
To be straight up with you. And when people say stuff like that, it's pathetic because where were you? Where were you? Where were you when I released this thing and I shared this stuff with you and I tagged your name in it and when I showed it to people and I keep promoting that stuff. And I even have business cards. I spent money on having business cards, like literally the cover of my EP on my business card, and I was like handing that like cakes, like candy, handing out like candy, you know. And everybody's like, "Yeah, you know, I like your stuff," but they don't even follow through. It's pathetic, man.
I hear that. You know, I get what you're saying and everything else, but honestly speaking, man, just trying to focus on one area, you know, for example, Ottawa, I wouldn't put all my eggs in that basket, you know what I mean? We got the internet now, we got different, you know, again, you put on all platforms, you know, I would hit up different blogs, I would hit up different spots, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I wouldn't just cater just to Ottawa, you know, because honestly speaking, I'm not going to lie to you, man, and I hate to say this, I love Ottawa and stuff, but in terms of like hip-hop scene and like, you know, even coming out to shows and stuff like that, man, I've seen legends in Canadian hip-hop music have shows here in hip-hop and they're performing for an empty-ass house. Nobody, not a single person shows up. You know what I mean?
Are we talking about like guys like Classified or...
Pretty much, people in that era of music. You know what I mean?
What's his name? That guy that was the radio host. What's his name? Chaz.
Which one?
Chad, I think. I don't know. Like, he's a radio host, but he raps too.
I got no idea.
I don't know, but like...
I got no idea.
Yeah.
Well, something like that we'll discuss off mic. It's all good, you know?
But anyways.
But yeah, the moral of the story is though Ottawa isn't really the best when it comes to like urban. I want to say urban scene. So
Bro,
you know,
I promoted. How many times did I promote my rap shows at Urban Legends or at poetry shows? It's so
Right.
sad, man.
Man,
Like,
I hear you.
But I did sell a ticket last time. So,
I hear you.
So
That's all good. You know, it's all good. But
Man,
again, trying
I
to
remember
focus
when
on just Ottawa is not really this.
I remember Jamal had the Rap City show going on.
I remember that.
Man, I wish he could bring it back. Honestly.
Hey, we'll see. You never know.
Yeah, for sure.
You never know. Shouts out to Jamal. Jamal, if you're tuning in, bring back Rap City, baby.
I heard he wants to battle. He wants to
Yeah.
come into Capital Rap Battle.
Oh,
I volunteered.
Oh.
Yo, Jamal, I volunteered to battle you.
there you go.
Honestly, I'm calling you out
There
right
you
now.
go.
Honestly, it could be a promo battle, or it could be a compliment battle, you know, just to keep it positive.
It's whatever, man.
But yo,
You know.
he said he wants to challenge himself or something. I
Yeah.
was like, hey, I want to challenge myself too.
There you go.
Why not? Poet laureate? Come on, man.
Yeah. That's what's up.
But the thing is, we had a discussion about it, and I told him, yeah, you're kind of above it. I mean, you're a married man with children, and you're a poet laureate. Like, you're above that. So it's like you're doing bigger things now. But
Nah,
whatever.
man. If you can bring it, you can bring it.
But yeah,
bring it.
I can see it, man.
You know.
He reminds me of Loaded Lux. If you follow battle rap culture,
Nah.
yeah, you don't follow battle rap culture.
Nah.
Oh man, come
Nah.
on, man. Battle
Honestly,
rap is a part of hip hop.
It is. It really is. But it's not really my thing, man. I tried getting into it. It was kind of boring. You know? Shit, like there's a couple things that I've seen that were outlandish. Those ones I've seen, like what's that dude from Watts? I forgot his name. The dude with the face tattoos. You know what I'm talking about?
Delight. Daylight. Yep.
I've seen Daylight. I've
Oh,
seen his performances. You know when he was doing in King of the Dot. Actually, I've seen that. That was hilarious.
I like Disaster. You know Disaster.
Yeah, Disaster. I know this dude.
Crazy dude, man. This guy.
Yeah, Iron Solomon. I don't know if you know him, but
Yeah,
like,
I know
nah.
him. He's alright.
Nah, I don't vibe with that dude. You know what I mean? Shit, what else? You know, stuff like that. I mean,
I'd like to see your brother in battle rap.
yeah, right.
We'll
see what
definitely
happens.
see it,
You know, I know some like I know King of the Dot apparently.
Hey, Apollo, I'd like to challenge you too. So.
Apollo, be tuning in, man.
Yo, I'm calling out everybody, man.
That's what's up.
You know why I'm calling out everybody?
Mm.
I had on CRB on the Capital Rap Battle page. I had, you know who called me out? Kimbit.
Oh,
She's like, she wanted to battle. She's like, hey Omar, you want to battle? I was like, yeah, sure. Like, where is this coming from?
well, shit.
And-
I want to see that. I want to see.
Friggin' Boogity,
You know?
you know Boogity? You guys had him.
Yeah,
on the show.
we had him on the
He
show.
was like,
Much love.
he's like, he wants to battle me too. It's
Again.
like I'm in such high demand. Like,
I wanna
why?
see that.
Everybody wants to see my ass kicked. Like,
Dog, start charging money for that,
straight
man.
up,
You know
man.
what I mean?
Yeah.
Shit, we can do it.
I love it. But that's why I do what I do. It's all for fun at the end of the day.
Hey, that's what's up. You know, as long as nobody's feelings get hurt, we cool. You
But like
know?
I said, anybody can get it. I don't care.
Exactly. That should be the attitude. That should be the mentality. You know
Sure.
what I mean? Again, this is hip hop, man. That's what it all is. You know?
Oh yeah, if it's on that shit, it's like Kendrick. You know when he released that Control verse.
Yes. And everybody started crying afterwards.
I got love for y'all, but you know, I'm gonna eat you.
Yeah.
Like I'm gonna eat your plate straight up.
I mean, half of them dudes that he did this or get at, I don't got love for. I don't even listen to. And I was like, yo, finally somebody saying something. Because I grew up in an era where people were going at each other. Shit, even guns were coming out, you know?
Oh, yeah.
Now everything's all clean cut. Everybody's scared to say something about somebody else, you know?
But honestly, like, I made that transition last year. Like for battle rap, I feel like I'm very polished now, and I can definitely bring it, man.
That's what's
I
up.
feel like the poets can bring it too because that's their bread and butter, man. Bars, their pen game.
Yeah.
That's what's needed in CRB. You know, it's
Okay,
all
okay.
about the pen game.
Yeah.
So watered down. A lot of basic rappers there. But honestly,
That's the hip hop scene today.
it is what it is, man.
That's what's up. You know?
Mhm.
So talking about your new album, comparing it to Refugee,
Mhm.
what are you going to be doing different on this one that you did for Refugee?
This one is more about relationships. It's more about just the music, just
Mhm.
the sonic, to be sonically pleasurable. You know, just to get people dancing. Because you know, my family actually listened to Refugee. They liked it, but they were like, my dad even though my dad, he's a refugee too. He was vibing with it and he liked it and he liked the poems especially.
Yeah.
But like with the music, he's like, oh, you know, I guess like he gets it, but like he's saying for the next project, in order like for you to get people's attention, you got to kind of distract them a bit, you know. You got to kind of like we were talking about gimmicks, like in regards, like for me, gimmicks can work for a certain purpose. Like if I'm using something to distract people, just to get their attention, and then there's the message behind it.
Yeah,
that's perfect, man.
I
It's
hear
all
that.
about the layers, man.
Yeah,
And for me, it's like I might look, all posh and whatever, but I can deliver those raw rhymes. And at the end of the day, it's like,
yeah,
you gotta distract him with something. Like on stage, I wear a mask. It's all about the masquerade, the theatricality on stage.
I hear you.
You gotta make a spectacle out of it. In the end of the day.
So you're on that daylight vibe, eh?
In a sense, yeah. And I kind of like his stuff because he does spit some conscious stuff with his recent stuff.
Yeah.
So
okay.
the gimmicks could work to a certain extent where you can get people's attention, but then when they listen to you, it's like, oh yeah, I get what he's trying to do.
Right.
Yeah.
That's
As long as there's a purpose, because sometimes gimmicks can run old and it doesn't work all the time. But you got to be smart with it, man. It's all about the marketing of it.
Yeah.
And that's how I'm trying to do. That's why Refugee didn't create a buzz, because it was just Immortal Technique-ish type of thing. It's like, why is this guy so angry? And it's like, it just doesn't make me dance,
But I mean, again, like, the reason was right then and there in the rap. If you were to listen, you would hear why Homeboy's angry. You know what I mean?
For
like,
sure. Yeah.
stuff like that.
Yeah. But you know what? I'm very excited for this project
Right.
because it just shows my versatility.
That's what's up, man. I was gonna say.
It just shows that I can rap in any style to anybody. So,
Yeah. I mean, life at the end of the day isn't just one note anyway, you know what I mean? So, like, making music, I'd make a track for, like, parties. I'd make a track for, like, funerals. I'd make a track
even
for,
my mom, like, suggested a little bit of singing for this next album because, well, to give you a little backstory, like, her dad, my grandpa, he used to sing, he used to sing.
Okay.
He used to play on the old,
Yeah.
And, like, he used to perform, like, for a while until, like, when he met my grandma, and then he decided to kind of settle down and everything. So, again, it's in my blood, man, to be an artist. I don't really talk much about that, but, like,
I hear you.
It's more like a backstory, just added more layers. But, like, honestly, it is what it is, man. And
Right.
this new project is more melodic. It's more, like, about relationships. It's about how, it's just about how I felt when I was a teenager and going back to that time frame when I was living over there and seeing, like, the positive stuff, like, about love, friendship, emotions, and stuff like that.
So it's a celebration of life, essentially.
Pretty much, yeah. It's just a passion.
That's what's up.
Just a self-expression,
Yeah.
creativity, just being yourself and not giving a damn what anybody thinks about you.
That's it.
And it's always consistent. The consistency is just not giving a damn. Like, just saying what you gotta say. With Refugee, I did that, not giving a damn what anybody thought. With this one, it's the same damn thing. It's just a different approach, that's all.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I'm with that. I'm with that 100%. You know? Even rocking the poetry scene, and you have a couple of spoken word pieces on your EP. In terms of, like, poetry and hip-hop, which do you find yourself gravitating towards without even, like, thinking about it? Just,
That's very tough. Honestly, it's harder to memorize for rap. It's really harder to prepare for hip-hop because you're writing a beat. You got to be precise, and there's so much. You got to count bars, and you got to, like, it's all about technique, man.
Yeah. Flow and all that.
Yeah, man. Oh my God, it took me years to actually finally write a beat and to perfect my flow.
Right.
With poetry, it's easier because it's just words and you can do whatever you want with it.
Most definitely.
Yeah. And I've been told that my poetry's way better than my raps.
Yeah.
No, my raps are good, but, like, my poetry, people, like, love it, and that's how I built my fan base, really. But I'm very excited for this project because, again, I started with hip hop, man. So,
that's what's up.
Again, in the end of the day, this is, for me personally, right now, I prefer the music, to be honest. Because like, poetry's good and all. Don't get me wrong, but with music, you can do different things. You can sing.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get into singing. You can, again, with the new metal, which approach I want to do, like, you can just expand artistically.
Right.
Music. So yeah,
Okay.
I would say music.
Music, okay. See, when it comes to hip hop, though, you can't be stagnant with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you always got to work on it. No matter how much you think you perfected your flow, there's always some work you can do. You know what I mean? Just to get better and better and better. You know?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I agree with that, man. I'm with that. You know. Now again, you told us you got a live performance. Once again, hit them with the details. Let them know where it's at. Let them know what you're gonna be doing, who you're performing for, all of that.
Okay, so basically, I'm performing at the Avant Garde. First of all, the name of the show is called The New Wave. It's a release album. It's an album release party for a local artist named Mr. Jones. He's a rapper, local artist. He's a local rapper.
Shouts out.
Shouts out to Mr. Jones. And special guest is going to be Kenny King Khan, if anybody knows him.
Much love. We know.
This show is going to be hosted by Magic Mike from 89.1.
Much love.
Yep. Several artists such as Drastic, Sin, they're going to be on the show. They're going to be opening with myself. Again, this show is happening at the Avant Garde Bar, which is at 135 Besser Street. So anybody just Google that. You know, it's in downtown, near downtown, I believe. And yeah, that's going down tomorrow around from 9 to 2 a.m. From 9 p.m. to 2 a.m.
That's right.
And obviously there's going to be a mic check before that, so we're going to do that. And yeah, you know, just drop by. It's gonna be hype, or
it's going down today.
I would say it's gonna be lit, but I don't know if I'm allowed to say that in this.
Nah, not around here.
Nah, right?
It's gonna be off the hook.
Yes.
Do that.
Okay, off the hook.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Yeah. But once again, it's going down today. We working on Wednesday time, but for y'all, it's actually Thursday. So it's going down today at 9 o'clock at Avant Garde Bar. You know. What's the address again?
Double check on that because I don't want to confuse people.
I hear that.
135 Besserer Street. So that's
what's up.
The way you spell that is Bressererst.
Bressier, I guess.
Bressier.
I don't know.
I don't know if any francophones
I don't
out
know.
there.
Yeah, right. Je ne parle pas français.
Oui.
That's all I know.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Pardon. Anyways.
Yeah.
So again, yeah, man. Very excited. Again, just to let anybody know, live performances, I do remixes. So because I'm still looking for proper producers, so any producers out there in Ottawa, shout me out, holler at me, so we can work on something.
Let them know how to get to you.
Because this album, again, I'm in the process of promoting it. And I'm trying to create a buzz right now, so it's not about just releasing the album, because I'm in the process of memorizing the album and the poems and everything regarding this album. So it's just to create a buzz, letting people know that I'm here, I'm doing what I'm doing, and I love to do what I do, and that's just how it is, man. No matter.
Tell them how they can reach you.
Mr. Obnoxious on Facebook, Omar Saghir on Facebook, Saghir. Just Google Omar Saghir to find out my old content from last year. But this year is going to be the year of the dragon. You know, it's going to rise. We're going to have that fiery passion going on. And yeah, Mr. Obnoxious, find me on Facebook. You'll find me. It's easy.
That's what's up.
Easy peasy.
You know?
Yeah.
That's what it is. Omar Saghir 613 on the Twitter if you want to do that. Or check him out on the Instagram.
Oh, yeah.
Tell him
the gram, man. We can't forget about the gram.
Tell him.
Omar.Saghir 613.
That's what's up.
That's where you
there
find
you go.
And between brackets, you'll see Mr. Obnoxious.
That's it.
Yeah.
You know? So before you go, why don't you give a little shouts out right there? You know, spotlight them people that deserve to be spotlighted.
Okay, you know what, man? First of all, where do I even begin, man? Honestly, shout out to Ottawa 613. Shout out to the artists.
Home base.
Yep, you know what it is. Shout out to my family. Shout out to my friends, obviously, first and foremost. Shout out to my country back at home. Shout out to everybody back at home, you know, just to keep it brief. And for the artists here, shout out to the old generation, the old school generation that I came in with. Shout out to...
Much love.
Much love to them. Open Secret, Ian Kedeku, Marcus Jamil. Shout out to your brother, obviously, Apollo the Child. Great poet, man, honestly. Shout out to King Kimbit, even though she tried to challenge me to battle her, but that's all good, because honestly, I'd be down still. Shout out to Jamal, who also wants to battle. Come, again, Jamal, if you want some, come get some.
Yeah.
And, yeah, shout out to Boogity, he's cool too. He actually performed at one of my shows. Did you know, I host a show called Music Mania, just to let everybody know.
I didn't even know that.
It's a musical showcase.
Okay.
I last year I did it for quite a while. I'm gonna bring it back though. I did it at the Art House Cafe for every few weeks, and then I did it on a monthly basis.
That's dope. Okay.
A lot of people showed up. It was alright. Then it kind of fizzled out. But
Shit. So you an event promoter too, eh?
I am. Yeah, yeah.
There you go.
Just
Poet, musician, rapper.
When you're an MC,
you know,
you got to be verbose with that. And
that's what's
honestly,
up.
you
That's
know,
what's
I
up.
was always a shy kid. I never really I hated public speaking, and look at me now. I'm doing all this, tackling all this at once.
That's what's up, man. I hear you.
Music Mania. Basically, what we do is we bring a lot of local hip hop acts, along with other musicians such as pop singers, jazz singers, even country folk. We had as a feature.
Oh,
So we did. I did that for a while last year until something happened, but I don't want to say stuff. But anyways, it's just again, it had something to do with because of hip hop being too aggressive and in your face at a cafe.
So they say.
Yeah, so they say.
So they say.
I guess, yeah. I don't know. There's a lot of things that went down, but honestly, I'm gonna bring it back, no matter what anybody thinks.
Yeah, now do it up,
because honestly, because this is what I do. I'm an MC. You know, I was born for this. I can do all of this, and you know what they say: you believe, you achieve, and you just do what you gotta do, man. That's how it is.
Shit.
And
The saying
you can
go.
do again. If you put whatever's in your mind, man,
Yeah.
it's gonna happen.
Most definitely.
You're hosting this radio show. Man, this can be Howard Stern level, to be honest. Even higher than that.
I mean, shit.
I don't want to compare to Howard Stern because it's low brow humor. But
Yeah, nah, I hear. Well, I mean, we get a little down like that sometimes.
Okay,
you know what
that's
I mean?
cool.
But you know.
but you know what I mean.
Yeah, no, I hear you.
Yeah, you know.
I hear you. You know, and I appreciate
You
that.
know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, no,
But-
definitely.
But yeah, again, shout out to the poets that really do it up, man. To the legends that really paved the way. You know,
Much love.
much love to them.
Yeah.
Missing Links, shout out to them.
Mhm.
Again, Hive, the Gypsy Sun, MC2 Cannon,
Familiar.
Proof Rock.
All of them.
Of course, man. There's levels to this, man, and you
Yeah.
gotta live up to that level. You gotta live up to that. And for me, I came in the era. I was such an amateur, man, during that generation, and here I am, man. Look at me. I'm trying to build myself as a future legend.
Right.
This is what I do, man. I'm a writer, man.
There you go.
You know, I'm driven. I'm passionate. I'm very ambitious. And if everybody wants to mistake it as oh, this guy's over cocky, he's confident. Well, yeah, I'm confident.
This is hip hop, baby.
It is what
That's
it is.
what it all is, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
You can't be listening to hip hop and be like, "Whoa, this guy's too cocky." Nah, man. The spirit of hip hop is about being cocky,
I will
being in your face, loud. You
I
know.
will literally eat your plate.
There you
That's just straight up, man, with all
That's it.
courtesy.
go. That's what's
And I'll
up.
be very polite about it.
Mm.
That's just how it is. Because
Gotta
I
be-
was raised better than that.
Gotta be Canadian about it, huh? Gotta be
Not-
Canadian with it.
No, I'm not even Canadian, bro. I gotta be leb about it.
Ah,
What are you talking about? Shop tequila, man. They
yo.
don't know why I can bring that side on me, man.
I just don't apologize though. We don't apologize. We don't
well-
kick it with the niceties, man. We just do what we gotta do.
Well,
It's all about survival at the end of the day, baby.
yeah,
That's all we do.
all I do is.
Now, your show coming up. Why don't you give us a little slice? Give us a little treatment of it, you know?
Oh, okay. Want to hit me up?
Hell yeah. Let me know which one.
Oh, which one? Okay. Okay, just go to YouTube. Kendrick Lamar. Element Instrumental.
Okay, let's do this.
All right. Yeah. Yep. Okay. Yo, check it. Might have to stand up for this one.
Do what you gotta do, player.
Yo, check it. Points validated, I'm a score to make it. Brian Griffin, I'm a dog, yeah, I keep shaking. Wagging tails at bitches shaking, bacon. Happy writing fiction, though you faking. Irritated, pretentious pricks. I got a feeling the joint. I'm a ring because I'm a rewind, feeling the joint. Those macaroni and wine. No ducks given, roast turkeys on a Thanksgiving. It's a blessing. True MC, feeling this rhythm you see. Dancing around with joy, no ploy, marketing schemes. Entertainers clowning around in the scene. Having a feast on these rappers and all you can eat to me. Hee. Trolling online just to keep me in line. But there's a line, being overconfident and fine. You wine sour grapes knowing before I did. Vicariously through this, you threw this. True shoes too big, the truest altruistic behooving a movement with aggression that's ruthless, maneuvering a pull stick, assuming Samaritan been the good guy playing foolish, being villainous in anti-heroic positions, be realistic, not sadistic, ballistic with hindrance caricature, calculating the flow, shot in the foot, lost a step, what's good to know, yo, give me a reason to explain my pain, you Wayne, would you please let me elaborate on my decision today, caught up in prisms, colored commentary, no shady position, on stage with this art, pulled apart like a chicken, got you finished in the kitchen, roasted, grilled, and diminished, hard being the cook while washing up the dishes, hard being a community fella, hard being a leader by example, I'm a rilla. Feeling my stroke like an eagle, more like a massive gorilla, beating my chest and breathing fire on the suppressor, soaring heights, I'm on top, world domination, feeling elated, berated, underrated, struggling artist, threatened, nothing hindering progression, king with the pen, call me a kingpin, how dare this, I'm Mr. Obnoxious in the flesh, no fucks given, telling haters fuck off and suck a dick. Practicing my battle bars at the moment. This is public. No private parts, no detectives. No detectives. Detracting devastation. Derailing indoctrination of dialects. Hated. Eyes dilated. Feeling we could do it again. Merry-go-round. Shots fired with this engagement. Feeling froggy jump. Get that ego out your chest. Be humble like Kendrick Kunta. Yes, yes. Only way gon' learn is being ignored. Yeah. Sorry.
That's it. That's it.
That's it, man.
That's a little slice.
A little
right there.
slice, you know, you got to keep it simple.
Hell yeah.
Thank you. Much love to Home Invasion. Much
That's
love
what's up. That's
to
what's
Livin
up.
Large.
That's what's up, baby.
Check me out tomorrow. Avant Garde. Thank you.
9 o'clock.
Yeah.
That's later today. I know we keep saying tomorrow, but we're working on Wednesday time. For y'all, it's Thursday. You know, 9 o'clock p.m. Bring your IDs. People gonna get carded. Y'all know what that is, you know. I want to say what's up, going to my man Obnoxious.
Yeah.
Once, you know, before we let you go, we got a little thing we call Radio Drop. Why don't you tell them who you are and what show they're listening to?
All right. Mr. Obnoxious. Slobbing on your momsters while fucking your sister unconscious, so be cautious. This is the Home Invasion show. Get ready for this. Y'all a bunch of hoes. Thank you.
Boom! Y'all heard it. You know, we're going to kick it to the tunes right here. We're going to spin...
Much love, though.
That's what's up. That's what's up. You know, we're going to spin the track right here, the EPs. You know, we got Refugee coming at you. You know, we're going to spin that in its entirety. So keep the radio locked. What's up?
This is Omar Saghir, not Mr. Obnoxious, so listen to him.
There you go. Check that out. We got Refugee coming at you. We're going to spin it in its entirety without any pauses or breaks in between. Because that's how we do it, you know what I mean? So stay tuned. Keep the radio locked on 93.1 FM if you are in Ottawa, or click to listen live on ckcufm.com, and keep it going like that, you know what I mean? We're going to take a little brief intermission, play that music, and yeah, check out my man Omar Saghir, AKA Mr. Obnoxious, later tonight. Y'all know what it is.